Bethany,
and Sean,
we are a couple of nuts talking.
What about that? Doing the theme song first? What?
How come?
Changing it up on you nuts?
Change it.
Turn and face our nuts.
We were literally just talking about
Is that
David
why, though?
Bowie.
Because we were talking about David Bowie, so then the song entered your head.
Well, no. Anytime anyone says changes, I sing that song. Whether I sing it out loud or in my head, it's happening. But we have coasters that have David Bowie on it.
We do.
And Sean was asking where they are.
David Bowie, what's up, nuts? Here we are again. Another day, week
It's
/ night.
fucking nut time.
Morning,
it's nuts
weeks.
and nutty nut time. Getting the nuts, salting them up and putting them in our mouth. It's nuts.
Yeah, good one, baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Off the cuff.
Off the cuff, obviously.
Don't get me started.
Okay, follow it, review it, share it with your friends. Apple
By
Podcast, Spotify.
He means this.
Spotify.
Subscribe.
All the.
night.
Oh, what's going on, babe?
Oh man,
The heck?
choking. I bit the side of my cheek.
You got a little canker sore in your mouth.
And now it hurts so bad. So I'm talking weird and being weird.
You sound exactly the same.
But I mean, in my head, like I can't move my cheek very much.
So you're kind of just talking
I'm just talking
with
with
your
my-
cheek so
yeah.
your tooth doesn't rub on
I
your
think it's
canker
because my
sore.
teeth are rubbing up again. I don't know, but it's
Is that fucking herpy in your mouth?
no, it's inside my mouth.
You want to tell
I
me how you
bit
got
it.
that, baby?
Actually, canker sores and herpes are similar, but one is on the outside, one's on the inside. It's still the
Oh.
HPV.
Where's all our listeners
Virus.
with herpes at? Woo woo.
Well, you either you have one or the other.
What, canker sores or herpes?
Yeah, like you'll get, one or the other.
Is this episode going to be about herpes?
I don't know. I don't know that much.
That's
about
weird.
them.
Let me think. Do I know people with herpes?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
I know lots of people with herpes.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Why is
Let's
it
say their
funny?
names. Let's
No.
I'm just kidding.
But they do say.
I'm just kidding. I want to look
used
at
to
the
have a
statistics
joke.
of
Well,
herpes.
here's the joke that I used to have, and I bet you it's gone up. But when I wrote this joke, which was in my first 2 or 3 years, I would always say, they say that the statistics are 1 in every 5 people have an STD. And then so I would say, like, I'd point to a table and be like, oh, there's 5 of you. So,
Yeah.
and then I'll go, which one of you have herpes? And then every once in a while, sometimes someone will raise their hand and then they're like, oh, and they're caught or have an STD or whatever.
Yeah. Well, according to the
And then we shame them horribly
yeah,
with
of course.
laughter
It's
and
disgusting, you
points.
filthy sons of bitches. According to the American Sexual Health Association, it is estimated that 1 in 8 persons in the U.S. has genital herpes, but as many as 90% are unaware that they have the virus, which
I
is
just think
truly
that's-
disturbing.
That's no. They
So
know.
that means they're just spreading it around. If 90% of the people,
But
they know
that-
they
no,
have
no, no.
something.
It's because of this. You know how hard it would be if you had it to say, yeah, I got herpes. Like, that would be hard. So people just deny it because they don't want to not have sex. They don't want to get a relationship and they break up with them. So they just, like, I have a person I know. I mean, she was a friend. I don't talk to
This
her anymore.
can't be real, what I'm seeing
Listen
here. I can't
to
what I'm
this
reading, honey. This is
devastating
crazy.
story. Listen to this devastating story. So she meets this guy, falls in love, right?
Yeah.
They're already in a relationship. They're
Yep.
living together.
Talking about Susie Ann over in Sherman Oaks, right?
No.
Just kidding.
This is
We
somebody.
don't know anybody named Susie Ann, and we don't know anybody in Sherman Oaks.
No, this is somebody I toured with when I was like,
Well, you are
In
kind
my
of narrowing it down here,
20s.
honey. I'd be careful.
honey, she'd be the only one who would know, and she probably still doesn't know. Like, I mean, she wouldn't ever listen. Just stop. No one's going to know. And so anyway, she had this long relationship. When I met her, she was in this relationship, and they weren't together that long, but like really, when you fast track it, and
We kind of fast tracked it.
Did we?
I mean,
Hold on. Let me just spit this out because you keep interrupting. By the way, I'm an excellent storyteller. If I'm not interrupted, I also have 800 tangents if you continually interrupt me.
it's called a couple of nuts talking, not Bethany
The story's
talking.
very simple, okay? This girl met a guy, fell in love. He gave her herpes. Like,
Was he really a
the
guy, or did he identify
worst-
as a guy?
Please, let me
Okay,
just
sorry.
get to
I'm
the
sorry. I'm
story.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Because
Go.
now it doesn't
Go,
even
go,
make
go,
sense
go,
what
go,
you're
go,
saying.
go, go. I'm sorry.
So she got like the worst. So when we were on tour, she was getting over an outbreak that she had just left him for the first time. They were together. And she got on tour and like, oh my God, it was on her back and her butt.
The
and
herpes?
It was
Oh,
everywhere. All these sorts. Yeah, it was.
no.
And she was beautiful and so sweet. And
No.
yeah. And she's like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on. And so I talked to her about, I was like, oh, you know, and at the time I had just finished talking to women. I used to teach women about their bodies. I used to work at a sex shop that was solely run by women. It was like this beautiful thing. So I learned all about this. It was also in my stand up and whatever, but that was before that. So anyways, she had no idea. So on tour, the first couple days or whatever, she finds out because she asked, she's like, what's going on? And he was like, oh, I have herpes. And he's like, so basically he did this on this conversation.
He knew
with
it.
her.
He didn't
knew
tell
it.
her until she asked about it.
Yeah. And then he felt better because she already had it. So why would she leave him? Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's disturbing.
It's, honey, it was like,
That is scary.
but do you know how many people are probably doing that?
Well, I can
Not
tell you-
saying it, embarrassed.
I'll tell
and then
you
they
right
give
here.
it to the other person. And then the other person goes, well, now I can only fuck this person.
Babe, according to
What?
Johns Hopkins, an overview here, herpes infections are very common. 50 to 80% of American adults
yeah.
have oral herpes, HSV1, which causes cold sores, babe,
Yeah.
fever blisters in or around the mouth. Genital herpes caused by HSV1 or HSV2 affects 1 out of every 6 people in the U.S. age 14 to 49, honey. Why do you have that in your mouth right now?
Didn't you just have one like 2 weeks ago?
No.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Yeah.
I don't get those.
But they're different. They're different strains. Like by the way, you also get the herpes virus through your mother.
Look at all
like
these
you
people
can
looking
get
up
it.
all this. What is the mortality rate for herpes?
Crazy.
Wait a minute. All mortality among all neonatal herpes cases has dropped to 5.6. So people die from herpes?
What?
What the fuck? A long-term neurodevelopmental impairment. Newborns?
That's what I'm saying. You get it through
Oh.
the birth canal.
Is my life ruined with herpes? That's a question.
Honey, I remember a time
That's sad.
when because I dated my first love cheated on me excessively.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. But then when I found out, I lost my mind because
You're scared.
I was like, oh my God, do I have STDs? Like, what is
Because if he
this?
cheated on you with at least 6 people, one of those
One
people
of those
had
people,
herpes.
of course. Now, the thing with STDs are
Oh, God.
men are actually safer than women because men just have their outside skin, which is tougher, right?
Yeah, yours can turn
Women-
into like cancer and stuff. Or that's HPV.
That's HPV, but that's part of the virus is the HPV virus. You have to realize that women are being entered. So the skin that's internal, I mean, it's not really skin, right? It's membranes. Okay.
It's just that this is
it's-
not where I was expecting this episode to go.
No, neither was I, but this is what we do.
Yeah, no.
But anyways, like, so say they bit their nails, right?
Mhm.
And they fingered you before. So they're slicing up your internal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't realize it's totally happened. Where men have sharp nails and they get inside you and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like in pain,
Just
right?
been there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then a man has sex with you as a woman.
That happens to me when I'm cleaning my asshole sometimes in the shower and my nails are a little extra long and sharp. I like to get in there. Because it feels real nice. And I also like to clean it out real
it's
good.
Your G-spot.
Yeah,
honey.
so I get in there real nice every time. I spend the most time on my asshole, and sometimes I get a little cut.
Yeah, okay. Is that why you have pictures of dick all over the shower?
I don't. You know, the thing is, with when I'm fingering myself in the asshole, I'm not imagining a dick. I just like the way that it feels.
That's what every straight man who's gay says. That's literally okay.
Every
first of
gay
all,
man, then.
Move away from your mic because you have like cappuccino foam all over. Okay, there we go. Okay, we digress. All right,
Okay.
we digress in that second.
Hey, look at all. There's all these other.
Hold on.
No, you're done. You're
No,
done
I'm not.
talking about it.
So they cut the inside of your canal, and then they have an STD, and it immediately goes into your
What
system.
if they have some boo-boo under their nail and it gets in
That
there?
too. Then you
Oh
get,
my
I guess you
God.
get pink vag. But like, so we're much more vulnerable when it comes to that. We're like a man, you know, unless he cuts his dick or something or pierces it or any of those kind of things, then he's got a vulnerability in his skin that could cause.
I've seen
to
some
catch it.
pictures of like STDs out of control on genitals. Like for dudes, it almost looks like icicles growing
Oh,
all around the
stop.
head.
I can't.
It's so
I can't.
gross. They're like fleshy,
Stop it.
flaky icicles.
Sean,
Okay,
I won't be able to get this out of my brain.
it's really gross. And then I imagine it's like biting
Oh,
it. What
stop
the
it.
fuck?
Why
am
would
I
you
imagining
bite
it
it?
in my mouth?
So you're putting your finger in your asshole, enjoying
Imagining
it, and
herpes-
biting a dick with icicles on it?
Diseased dick.
I know. This is
Diseased.
disturbing.
Dick. So these are other questions people are looking up on the interweb. This is great. I'm glad we're talking about this. The mortality. Okay, can you date someone with herpes and never get it? Let's see. Some couples have sexual relationships for years without transmitting herpes. Okay, cool. Which race has the most herpes? Interesting. Herpes simplex virus 2 is one of the most
Wait, are
common.
you just going to read the questions and not give the answer?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Non-Hispanic blacks. It says
That's interesting that it
40.3%.
says non-Hispanic blacks.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very specific.
What does that even mean?
I didn't know there were that many.
And then non-Hispanic whites and Mexican Americans. Non-Hispanic whites have 13.7%, and then non-Hispanic whites 11.9%. So that sucks. And then
No, that sounds low considering you said that 50 to
I'm just saying that sucks for people.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like the numbers suck.
Yeah.
Is my life ruined with herpes? As troubling as it may be to learn you have genital herpes, you can live a normal, healthy life by taking control of your condition. This starts with educating yourself about what herpes is, how it is passed on, and how to protect others from infection.
I would like to say this. The more I'm learning about like the body and how, you know, all of this system is and how we're raised and programmed to think these things, that I would look into holistic stuff
For sure.
when it comes to these things, because
You could probably kill it with some like tea tree oil
yeah,
and some
like
fucking
you can
castor
totally
oil.
cure yourself. Like, I don't believe that
Oregano
these
oil,
are-
huh? Where's my oregano oil people at?
That's
Let's
right.
go. Let's
What?
go.
But this is all for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment purposes only.
But anyways,
No, there's more here. I'm not done, honey. People are Googling these
I
things.
know, but I thought you said you didn't want to talk about this.
We're already there. We're already on the train. We're already on. So we're gonna keep riding it till the wheels fall off. What is the scariest STD? That's a question. In this article, we will explore. So number 1,
Wouldn't it be AIDS?
HIV.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, syphilis.
Yeah, I'd say syphilis.
Number 3, hepatitis.
Yeah.
Number 4, chlamydia.
Oh, chlamydia.
Number 5, herpes.
Okay.
Gonorrhea is not even on that
Well, that's
list.
because you can cure gonorrhea. That's even another one of my jokes where I was like, I'm so scared to get an STD that like I have to make every guy that I'm with get checked, and then I'm like, but I also just want to like have sex. So if they're like, you don't have herpes, you don't have AIDS, you don't have syphilis, you don't have hepatitis, oh, you have gonorrhea, let's go. You just take a pill and it's gone.
So you've had
That's a
sex with
joke.
guys with gonorrhea?
Absolutely not, honey. I've
The more
literally
you learn, huh?
I literally make jokes. I mean, they're kind of true because I am well, they're definitely true in the fact that I'm afraid to have an STD.
Yeah.
But the other part's just the joke part.
You do like men's with AIDS, like government AIDS, am
that's
I
another
right?
one of my jokes.
EBT, hotel vouchers, Medi-Cal.
That's right, babe. Food stamps.
That's EBT. Look at this. This is how many people have herpes, is that this is one of the top things here. Is herpes a deal breaker? You know? There's unfortunately a lot of fear and stigma around herpes, but knowing a bit about the infection should help. So let's start with the good news. Having herpes should not be a deal breaker in a relationship. That's the only good news
the
about
guy
herpes.
who wrote it as herpes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look, am I happy or like relieved that we don't have to deal with that? Yes. But for anything else, like I have hypothyroidism, and when I got that diagnosis, I was like, oh my God.
Oh, we have our own things. I had a heart attack when I was 30. I have a heart condition.
Right.
You know?
But
like
I'm just
we got
saying,
stuff.
when you first experience any type of this is what you have.
This is the end of my life.
And by the way, just talking to you right now, like that's a matrix in itself. You have this. No, I don't. Like, don't fucking hand me your shit in a box and tell me that it's mine. Do you know what I mean? Like the whole way that our medical system works is they walk in a room with authority and a jacket on and diplomas on the wall, right? And then they say, I'm really smart. I'm smarter than you.
Right. And
I'm going to tell you, you have this.
Right.
And then we're taught to accept it and go, oh no, I do.
If we have any doctors, nurses, anything like that listening to us, thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate your hard work.
I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying
it's
like
not. You're just doing what you were taught and what you were told. And we love your adorable little certificates out there with your little gold stamp on it, your little MD.
No, because it's very important. But I do think that the way the system is run,
this out.
Not the actual people who want to help people.
How long, going back to the questions here on the Googles, how long does herpes shorten your lifespan?
It does.
Genital herpes is essentially a minor, sometimes recurring skin infection, cold sores, which occur on the genitals rather than the face. It does not cause long-term ill health or affect longevity of life. So there you go, all our little herpy people out there. You're not going anywhere anytime soon. Can you get disability for herpes?
Oh, I think more people would be boning other people if that's the case.
Fair question. Veterans can receive VA disability benefits for herpes contracted during military service. So that means even if you're in the military and you get herpes because you're away and your partner cheats on you, you come back and you get it. As long as you're in service.
That's funny because I love how you said it. Like you blamed it on the girl majority of the time.
I said partner.
No, I said majority of the time, though. It's the woman.
I didn't say male or female.
Where I think
Hey, I didn't say male or female. I specifically and purposefully and thoughtfully said partner.
You're not letting me finish. You have no idea what I'm about to say.
Continue.
But I think that most military get herpes because while they're away, they're fucking prostitutes and anything they can because they're dealing with war.
Thank you for your service, all you vets out there. That I don't agree with you.
Father and
maybe in
so
Vietnam, maybe back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You know?
Yeah. But, honey, you're talking about a military family.
Is herpes less contagious over time?
That's what they say because you have less lesions. See,
well, I have the answer right here if you want to let me just read it.
Oh.
Okay. Is that cool?
You're just contagious when you have an outbreak.
Someone who has had the virus for a long time is less contagious than someone who has just been infected.
Correct.
In general, women have a higher risk of becoming infected than men.
We'd
already talked about that.
But can we also recognize that I don't need to look up anything, that I just know these things?
Well, I would hope so. You worked in this kind of field for a while. Which is worse, HPV or herpes?
Oh, wait. HPV or herpes?
Yeah.
Well, they're very similar. They're from the same virus. There's so many strains of HPV. Like
HPV is more strongly associated with an increased risk of developing
genital
certain
warts.
cancers.
Right, because those
Particularly cervical cancer.
Right, because HPV is part of the genital wart family, but they're all coming from this strain of I'm telling you, there's like 1,000 strains.
You know what's funny is I
What?
think this is mainly dudes looking this shit up.
Because they're like, I still want to fuck her, but she's got herpes.
But that's kind of thoughtful. How do I know who gave me herpes? It's nearly impossible to know who gave someone herpes and when it happened.
No. So, like, for instance, if you have sex with somebody, you will get an outbreak about 3 to 5 or 3 to 7 days after. And then depending how healthy you are, it could be 10 days. So if you have sex with somebody and within 10 days you end up with having like any type of sores or anything or an outbreak, you can pretty much know it was that person. Now, the first outbreak is the worst one. So if it's minor, then it may not have been that last person you had sex with. You might not even have noticed when you actually got your first outbreak.
Yeah, that's what it says here. It doesn't mean the person was unfaithful or anything like that. They didn't know. Next one. Will I get herpes if my girlfriend has it?
Well, again,
the risk of contracting herpes will not be 0, it says. So you possibly. Which state do you think has the highest case of herpes?
New York.
No.
LA.
I wouldn't have guessed this one at all.
It has to be metropolis, lots of population.
I mean,
Miami?
No.
Chicago?
No.
Not LA?
No. Ready?
Yeah.
Mississippi.
What? I don't believe that.
That's what it says.
There's like times 5 amount of people in New York.
Let's see this.
Like that doesn't make sense.
I mean,
I don't trust Google.
There's a whole long. It says Mississippi.
Well, here's the thing, guys. How could we trust this knowing that 90% of people say they don't know they have it and aren't telling anyone?
That's true.
So, like, those types of statistics are completely not relevant.
Looks like chlamydia is making a big old comeback.
Rip and roaring comeback
since the pandemic. That's interesting.
Huh.
I wonder why.
Well, that's because they couldn't go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And they were just...
I thought you were supposed to be isolating at home and.
Right? No.
No, I think people were fucking during the
I can't remember. I remember this being in my bit in like my first 5 years, and I actually am curious to know if this is actually out now. But I had a bit about having an app that said, like, an app for people with STDs, so that you're going in, both of you.
Yeah, but that's very similar to when they were doing the whole thing and you had to upload your little V card and all that stuff.
Well, no, I'm not saying like people have to do it. I'm saying it's like an option. Like they should have like a...
If you're in the dating game, like if you're out there just banging new people all the time.
Like that way everyone on it has one. It's not like you have to be embarrassed or whatever, people feel shameful or any of that. That I think comes as a stigma to it, even though I don't think everyone treats it that way or thinks that way.
It's nothing to be ashamed of because it's clearly normal. 50 to 80% of people have
right and
stuff,
prevalent, but it's not talked about. Like
No.
So, but what I'm saying is, if there was just this app who's like, hey, you got something, put it up here, and you find other people who have that, then you guys get to fuck raw dog. And it not even matter.
That's great,
right?
That's very similar to my Goober app that I created.
No, it's
where
not
you have
the same at all.
you have a bad insurance record, some DUIs, and your car's all beat up. Boom, bam, Goober, cheaper, better.
It's not better.
What do we call this STD app for STD hookups?
I know. I was trying to think of what I did. It was so long ago.
Oh my God! Damn it!
SD, please.
I thought just plain and simple. Fuck it. That's the name of the app.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Like, you're literally going to fuck it and just fuck it. We both got it. Let's fuck it.
Yeah, I get it. What about his or herpes?
Oh, that's cute.
I know.
That's sweet.
His or her.
But you're not it's not inclusive. So.
Why? Okay.
You see?
What about instead of like outbreaks, outdates?
Okay.
What about STDs, sexually transmitted dates?
That's cute.
That's really cute. And it can still be STDs.
The STD app, sexually transmitted daters. Daters. Wow.
We just did it.
Man, if you have herpes or any type of STD out there, we fucking love you. And we, get out there and
fuck it.
Fuck it. But tell the person, have the conversation. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, like I would say, like, it's not up to us. First of all, we're married. And second of all, I don't know what it's like. I can't put myself in that position. But I would say this. If it were me, I would tell the person. I don't think I could put my head on a pillow and not do that. That's just me. Everybody do whatever you want to do. But also know those are the statistics you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And my joke that I used to do of like...
It's understandable if you wouldn't, because it's kind of like,
it's scary,
that's
and you don't want to be rejected.
Yes, it's understandable.
But also wear protection. And by the way, that was the thing with herpes. You can be wearing a condom and still get herpes because the outbreak.
Around. Oh my goodness.
Well, because the herpes aren't just on the genitalia; they'll be all around it and on the butt. It loves the butt.
Goodness.
So if you're touching the butt, or your body's obviously touching different areas, like
one more. The number one city in America.
I don't believe
so
this stuff. If they're telling me that 50 to 90% don't know.
Statistically speaking, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That checks out.
Why it does. I don't know.
I'm just saying. It is. That is.
Firsthand. Is that what you're saying?
Let's see. Now has the highest. Oh, that Philadelphia, PA has the highest STD rates in the U.S., overtaking Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis is so
Jackson
small.
And Mississippi has moved to third. So this is the updated one.
Seriously, though, Memphis, Tennessee is like the smallest city ever. There's like one street, Main Street.
Oh,
so
man.
maybe they all have it there.
Oh, man. There's a whole... Okay. I thought
Justin Timberlake's from there.
I thought we were going to be done, but which country has the highest STD rate in the world? There's a top 8 going on here.
Okay.
I'm going to read the whole...
Hold on. Let me think.
I'll read the whole 8.
Well, I would think it would be where they're not great with women, because that means they'd just be kind of tossed around.
South Africa.
Yeah.
37,272.5 per 100K. And then it says Friendship Day 2024. What's that? And then number 2, Botswana.
Oh, Botswana. Isn't that's also in Africa.
And then number 3 is Lesotho. Number 4 is Bermuda. Isn't Bermuda like super small?
I thought you disappear and
minute.
Your herpes disappear in the Bermuda Triangle.
Wait a gosh darn minute. I swear to God, Bermuda's not that big of a place.
It's not, honey.
Bermuda.
Honey, it's not.
Population, 63,532 people.
But 60,000 of them have it.
Oh, my God. And they're ranked 4th.
So you go to Bermuda with your partner. And then if you guys break up, you go somewhere else and then bring them back if you're living there.
Stay out the triangle.
Stay out
Stay
out the box.
Number 5, Brazil.
Interesting.
Number 6, Gabon. Gabon. Gabon.
Is that French?
I don't know. Number 7 is Barbados.
Yeah.
And number 8, Puerto Rico.
See, do you know a lot of those places are tourist places, see? People who are already kind of promiscuous are probably like, let's go here and fuck whatever, like spring break places.
Why are STIs on the rise?
See,
they call them STIs now,
see,
not
told
STDs.
You, because they want to get rid of the stigma that it's a disease, so they make it more normal for you guys. I say you guys because I'm married now, but for people to feel like, oh, it's not... we don't have to worry about them or whatever. It's like...
They're on the rise. They're blaming the Pandeezy because it significantly affected trends in diagnosed and reports of STIs, resulting in likely underreporting.
What are they calling it? Infections? Is that what the I is?
Of infections,
okay.
Yeah. Sexually transmitted infections. Infected
do you know
with
what I like?
What?
No. But do you know what I like about that,
what?
Actually? Where I was saying, like, oh, they want to normalize it. But I actually think that might be a good thing that they're calling it an infection, because an infection is curable. See?
Yeah.
And maybe they're...
Herpes isn't, though, so.
Well, but what I'm saying is if they're putting them all under the guise of STIs,
Yeah.
then wouldn't it make you believe there are cures out there and they're just not telling us?
You know what one of my favorite movies is? It Follows.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Pretty sure it's like the demon thing is an STD.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it STD because that's
It's
what it was
is.
when I was a kid. And I'm not softening it for anybody because it was an STD when I was growing up. And it's going to be an STD for the rest of you because that's the way
you're
it is.
blowing out my ears, baby.
But I do like the word infected because it makes me think of another movie, 28 Days Later.
One of my favorite.
Infected with what? Rage. Oh.
Rage.
We should watch that.
Yeah, let's watch it.
We should watch 28
Let's watch that right
Days
after this.
Later.
Excuse me, I burped.
Man.
Look, who knew, honey, that because we were just like, let's do a podcast.
Yeah,
and
herpes.
it's because I have this thing in my mouth, which, by the way, I didn't even feel it while we were talking about this. I mean, it's very different. It's not the same as like a herpes, a canker sore. By the way, if you have canker sores in your mouth, like internally, all you have to do to cure it.
This is for entertainment purposes only. We're not doctors.
Yes, we're not doctors. Is take a dropper or a Q-tip with some hydrogen peroxide on it.
Yeah.
And you put a drop on it and then go to sleep. And it will be gone.
Hydroperoxide. That's the good
Hydrogen.
shit.
Yeah.
That's the good shit. Oh, boy, nuts.
Anything that we're made up of will cure us.
Oh, boy.
Oxygen, Oh, yeah. This is entertainment purposes only.
Oh, boy, nuts. This was a fun one. This was a real fun one. And we...
On your way to work, just thinking about the herpes.
Yeah, think about...
Gonorrheas.
Look at if you work around 8 people or more, you can look around and be like, oh, shit, either I'm the one with it or someone out there's got it.
Right? If you go into the office now and you count how many workers there are, you're like, oh, shit, at least 3 of you got some shit.
Am I the one?
That's water cooler talk right there.
That is, right?
Yeah.
You're welcome, nuts. Hey.
Stay nutty, everybody.
Bye for now.
Kimses.
Bethany.
And Sean.
And Sean.
We are a couple of nuts talking